the community to tell us what you think about what we do. Keep a lookout for our 3 formal consultation meetings during the year, which will be announced on air, in the local media and on our website. Alternatively, you can interact with us anytime by calling us on 8746 8937 or email us on 3nrg@sunburyradio.com.au. We value your input.
Are you looking for a challenge? Have you spare time during the day? Then why not become a member of the Sunbury SES? They're always looking for volunteers who can assist. Their headquarters. A call 9744 5850 for details.
G'day, I'm Ron Burke. Hope you can join me each Wednesday morning from 6 until 9. Some of my regulars, the Herald Sun's John Anderson on sport, Jim Sherlock on movies, our music man Billy Pennell, Donna DeMeo with the showbiz gossip, and we have a regular chat with Councillor Jack Ogilvie. And my grandson James always brings along his joke book. Wednesday mornings 6 till 9, only on Energy FM 99.3.
You have dialed 99.3 NRG FM.
I have been thinking whether I should make this statement or not. It has to be said. After 10 years away from the sport of pigeon racing, I thought maybe, just maybe, people's attitudes have changed after 10 years. But now I am starting to see that they have only got worse. Pigeon flies whinging that there are not enough members in our clubs and feds. Why, you ask? Because of people's attitudes and treatment of their fellow fanciers and flyers. Firstly, there are forums on the internet, which 2 of them may be worth joining. The rest of them are grilling machines and who can insult a fellow flyer with their so-called knowledge. They are just a bunch of bullies that should sign up to Twitter as trolls, because basically they are trolls who set up forums so as they can abuse and put down the fellow pigeon flyer. The only 2 forums suitable to join on the internet where you can get some sensible discussion and not insulted every time you sign in or ask a question or post a topic. Let's Talk Pigeon Talk, which is the most popular pigeon forum on the internet, and a newly formed forum, the A Church and Fairweather Racing Pigeon Forum. The rest of the forums on the internet are not even worth considering, as they are just a place to get abused, bullied and ridiculed by idiots. As far as Facebook is concerned, the forums on Facebook are very good. That is because people usually go by their real identity on Facebook and they are not hiding behind some false alias. But as far as I can see, the best forums on Facebook are Pigeon Fanciers Australia, Melbourne Pigeon Sales, and for fancy pigeon fanciers, Melbourne Pigeon Society. I must stress here at the end of my statement, please beware of any other forums on the internet other than Let's Talk Pigeon Talk, the most popular pigeon forum on the internet in Australia, or the A Church and Fairweather Forum, which is newly formed. The rest of the forums on the internet are just a playground for bullies who are responsible for alienating members from our clubs and feds. They should be very ashamed of themselves. They say they established these forums to promote pigeon racing in our country to get more members. But in actual fact, they are chasing potential and old members away with their smart-ass attitudes and bullying ridicule. I have spoken to a few fellow flyers and fanciers who have been under stress after these internet pigeon forum bullies have ridiculed them on these feral forums. This is quite plainly a case of cyber bullying with pigeon flyers.
Well said, Ivan. Right to the point.
And you're tuned to Pigeon Radio here on 99.3 3NRG FM on your dial in Melbourne, Australia. Or you can listen to us via the internet on our website, which is www.mihci.net.au. And don't forget, Pigeon Radio is brought to you each week at this temporary time slot on a Tuesday from 4 till 6 by the Melton Invitation Homing Club Incorporated. And a good afternoon to Mr. Ray Capel.
Good afternoon, Ivan. I fully agree with that statement you read before, mate.
Well, mate,
you hit the nail on the head.
No, mate, I was thinking about it for a week, whether I should or I shouldn't.
You did, mate.
A lot of people, a majority of the people said I should. There is a minority that said I should.
They're the minority that know you're right, but they don't want to own up to it and say, yes, you are.
I got told today that my heart's in the right place, but my comments aren't.
Oh.
By one gentleman. Yeah.
Was he a gentleman?
Oh, yes.
A gentle person, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, he must have been. Mm.
So, no, but it's not just on the pigeon forums. It's like on the internet. Like, we've had trouble. You remember a couple of years ago that those people that worked in the restaurant that were being bullied on the internet, and then they ended up killing themselves.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, you know, I had people ringing me up on the weekend that were facing some of this ridicule. I won't mention any names.
I know who it was.
Yeah, you know who it was. And look, they've got sickness in their family, and they've got other things to deal with, you know, and then people like this doing that. Like on these forums, Ray, you can go into what's called a private message system. So it's not public. So if you want to say something, if you think someone's wrong, why not private message them instead of putting it on publicly?
Exactly.
And saying, listen, mate, this information that you've put here or there or anywhere is wrong. Do you reckon you could fix it? Or I think that it should be like this, and can you check it out or something? Instead of getting on the forum publicly and saying, oh, you're trying to con people and you're trying to do this and you're trying to do...
This was all because he made a slip of...
No, it's not that. It's because the guy... Well, I don't want to mention any names, but the guy is not very advanced in the English language, and he put it down in the wrong... What he was meant to say didn't come out that way.
Exactly,
you know
I know what you're getting at. That's what I mean. He made a slip, but it was still... The bird is still related to the family of that
we won't get into that. We won't get into who it is or what it is, because I don't want to mention any names. I've mentioned the best two forums on the internet, which is on the internet, not other than Facebook or Twitter or anything. Let's Talk Pigeon Talk is the best, as far as I'm concerned, because there, if something like that happens, they're very quick to address it. And they don't let it continue, if you know what I mean. You've got more sensible people there. So, and that's the one with the most members. And then the second step you would go to is Facebook. Well, Joe Angelino runs one with 4,000 members, right? And you've got Melbourne Pigeon Sales, which is run by Mark Payne, which is excellent. And he won't let any rubbish happen there, right? And then for fancy pigeon people, there's an excellent forum called the Melbourne Pigeon Society on Facebook. So you can get on there if you want to talk about fancy birds. Other than that, I'd give the rest of them a miss.
I wouldn't even mention them.
I'm not.
That's very good.
I'm not mentioning them. You don't mention something that
Of course you don't.
You don't want advertised, do you?
True.
Okay, so, but what do you think of that? Like, you've seen some of the stuff that's written on them, and like you've sat next to me and I said, just read it.
Can I say?
And tell me what you think.
I speak straight from the hip, not the shoulder. Gutless wonders. That's all it is. They can't even come out and own up and say straight out to the guy. And they hide behind some little...
Like, I've been thinking about whether I should say it or not, because some people said, it's going to put our sport into disrepute if you go and say what's going on.
No, it's not.
But that's what's going on.
It won't.
And like, you imagine, right, all these people arguing on this forum, going like a two-bob watch, right, at 100 miles an hour with an argument and saying, you're this and you're that and you're a crook and you're this, and calling everybody names under the sun. And... A new flyer, or somebody that doesn't know nothing about pigeon racing decides he wants to find out about pigeon racing, wants to join a club or something, and he gets on that forum. What impression do you reckon he gets first time he joins something like that and sees all that rubbish?
What a pack of rat bags. We walk out. Wouldn't even consider of coming into it. I'm not coming in. It's a too hard task.
The internet's there. It's a good tool.
It's a good tool.
It's a good tool, and the forum should be there not to tell people off. And if you disagree with somebody and you don't think that person's saying the right thing or is given the wrong information, there's a private message system. You don't have to be a hero and do it public and say you're an idiot and you're this and you're that.
Exactly.
Calling people names. It ends up like being a bully.
They went across and just said straight out, mate, I think you've made a slip on there. It should have been, this is the description.
Yeah, but privately.
That's right, exactly. And then he would have been able to come back on the open forum and adjust that.
Fixed it or whatever, or on his website or wherever they've seen this information that they disagree with.
But a lot of people don't, mate. They think it's
And I've noticed that anybody that's successful in our sport, you've got to put him down. The tall poppy syndrome is at high lengths.
Yes.
The poppies are very long.
Oh, I've had that ridicule, and so has a lot of other people.
Like, you start winning, and
they don't want to know you.
No,
you're cheating. You've got a secret compartment where you can pull the birds out and do this. Or your birds will let go 10 hours or something before.
Well, you've been doping them.
Oh, yeah. I've had that pushed on me. Yeah.
So, I don't know. Let's get people's opinions if somebody's game enough to ring up and give us their opinion.
Yeah, give us a talk.
97404910 is the number here, 97404910. You can ring us and tell us your opinion. Anyway, Ray, you've got that'll do on that subject. I think we've had enough of a discussion on that. And I hope everybody can behave, because it is Christmas time now.
Of course it is.
In 2 days' time, it's Christmas, and you know what they say.
What have you bought me?
Peace on earth and goodwill towards all men.
You bought me a bottle of Plonk.
No, I didn't. Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
What else did I get you?
A phone holder.
Oh, yeah, hands-free kit.
Yes.
For your phone.
So I can talk. Not that I talk much.
And I have to go and visit other people in our club, like Charlie. I've got something for him.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're not talking about Christmas presents now. What have you got? What's interesting in your...
we've got heaps of things.
Your neck of the woods.
Oh, well, we can talk about the program for Healthy Pigeon.
I'll tell you something here.
What have you got?
I've got something here that was in the news this week. Right, have a listen to this, mate, and see what you think of this. $420,048 for a racing pigeon.
What?
That's US
lay
dollars.
Gold eggs.
That's US dollars. Well, listen to this. Beijing. As the price flew skywards, an audience of middle-aged Chinese men erupted into cheers before the auctioneer slammed his hammer down at a record-breaking 2 million yuan, which is $422,296 US dollars. The object of the frenzied bidding, a grey and white racing pigeon, responded with a gentle cooing, its beady red eyes scanning the smoke-filled auction room. Drawing on an old tradition, racing birds have become a plaything for rich entrepreneurs in China. 2 decades ago, 400,000 yuan was considered a sky-high price. Prices are going up around 10% every year, declared Zhao Zuanbong, who presided over the auction in Beijing last month with booming tones. But the sale was not entirely what it seemed. The buyer, pharmaceutical baron Guo Weicheng, was bidding for his own bird, So this was a Breeders' Plate sale, right? He was bidding for his own bird. It's like you going down to the WPF Breeders' Plate, putting a pigeon in the sale and paying $400,000 for the pigeon to buy it back.
That'd be over the moon.
All right. Anyway, Duo Woching was bidding for his own bird, even though he had to pay the club holding the auction a 40% commission. Club gets 40%. And anyway, nonetheless, dozens of deals, including several worth over 100,000 US, were genuine transactions, according to those watching the sale, where high rollers with chain-smoking entourages tucked birds in cardboard boxes under their dining tables. The prices here are like nowhere else, said Ulrich Leia Larsen, a Danish breeder who is one of many Europeans profiting from pigeon enthusiasts in China. It's crazy, said another foreign breeder at his side. Racing pigeons have a sense of direction that science cannot fully explain, but allows them to find their way home over hundreds of kilometres, and have been raised in China for more than 1,000 years, often used as military messengers. While good breeding cannot guarantee success, the descendants of champions, especially Belgian pigeons, raise the highest price. Chinese businessman Zhao Fuxin set an all-time record for a racing pigeon last year, paying 310,000 euros, which is 502,364 US dollars, for a Belgian former champion named Bolt, after the superstar Olympic sprinter. But in a sign of increasing scrutiny of the trade by Chinese authorities, the bird was held up at customs and Zhao handed a 10% tax bill. Bolt was freed after the Belgian embassy intervened, industry insiders told Associated France Press, and is now said to have retired to study in Beijing. Zhao declined an interview request. China has hundreds of pigeons associations, and working class breeders in Beijing still send their birds into the sky with whistles attached, sounding a high-pitched whine as they fly over winding alleys. But the last decade has seen a take-off of luxury clubs and racing leagues for a new breed of big-spending enthusiasts and allegations of illegal betting on races. The Pioneer Club in Beijing's western suburbs is among the most exclusive. Its clubhouse is adorned with classical Greek columns, and on event days its carefully manicured lawns are surrounded by Mercedes and Audis. The creatures themselves are kept in heated house, where full-time attendants calibrate every aspect of their diet and lifestyle to produce maximum speed. They are taken out on regular test runs, which can be a hazard in polluted Beijing. When they hit the smog, it's like a wall. Some of them will get lost, said Stuart Chu, a Taiwanese breeder who has lost several pricey birds in the murky air. Top-end owners are usually people who raise pigeons in their yard in their youth, and now they have achieved success in their careers. They want to do it again, said Su Quan Lin, the Pioneer Club's founder. His clients are willing to pay such high prices for the birds because they want honour. It gives them face, he added. Others suggested more impure motives for the trade. Around a dozen industry insiders, who all asked to remain anonymous because gambling is illegal in mainland China, told Associated France Press that betting on races was widespread. A pigeon race is perfect for gambling because you can never predict who will win, said Lars Verkerman, a 25-year-old breeder from Belgium. Sue, the club owner, denied the allegations. Twice a year, the club holds an Iron Eagle series of 4 races with hefty entry fees and total prize money equivalent to more than $2.4 million US. A day before each contest, hundreds of feathered competitors were loaded into cages and driven 500 kilometres away from Beijing. Green identification rings around their scaly red ankles. 6 hours after their release, a tense silence hung over the club's lawn, broken only by owners and trainers munching on peanuts as they waited for their pigeons to return. Got to try that. We've got to munch on peanuts on race day. Ray.
Sip an RC Coke too.
Yes. Suddenly the first grey bird dropped out of the sky and onto its loft. the winning time flashing onto an electronic display board. Overall victory in the series went to Pigeon, known only as 04010, owned by pharmaceutical entrepreneur Duo, whose wealth is estimated at a record $1.3 billion US. A month later, the top birds were compulsorily auctioned off under the Iron Eagle competition rules, with loudspeakers blasting the theme from Star Wars to herald each high-priced sale, and buyers indifferent to the edicts of an official austerity campaign. Duo, who cuts a distinctive figure with a shaven head and a black and white suit, repeatedly raised the paddle to ensure he kept his pigeon, despite the punishingly expensive commission. "It's about face. I'm crazy. I haven't made any money," he said, before a chauffeur ushered him into a grey Rolls Royce. There you go, Ray. That's a bit of... that's what's happened this week in China in pigeon racing.
Could you imagine going into the WPF and paying that money?
Ray Russell will fall off his chair.
He'd love it. He'd love it. He'd have enough money for the next 8 years to run, if not more. We'd be donating the birds to.
Perhaps we should run the WPF Breeders' Plate sale from China.
Why not? Sounds good. What about Mr. Ho?
No.
Who owns his own...
Boken.
Oh, Mr. Boken, that owns his own federation over there. Had $1 million race. He won it. They had a video of it.
It's on YouTube, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Unreal.
That is a good video, except the guy that's doing it that doesn't know nothing about pigeon racing, his opening comments aren't... You even swore at him when we were watching the opening comments.
I didn't like what he said about the birds.
No. Well.
But
So,
then what can you do?
what have you got? You got anything interesting there? Let's hear from you
there's a few
little bit.
things we've got. We've got a lot of stuff. You know, there's a program for pigeon health. This was done by Dr. Paul G. Miller, Pennsylvania Veterinary Laboratories.
Yep.
It consider all the disease hazards your birds are exposed to during the season for racing, flying or showing. Many of these are beyond your control. Often they are even aware that you birds have been exposed to most diseases or hazards. Some of these diseases your birds could be eventually exposed to would include paravovirus, which is Newcastle's disease.
Which is the one we're dealing with at the moment.
Yes.
In actual fact, me and you went up the other day and got some vaccine, didn't we?
Yes. Very surprised. Good price.
Good price.
Very good price. I loved it. The pox virus.
Yeah.
While we were just on that, I was made aware by our classic guest we had last week that in Europe they have a 3-in-1 vaccine.
Yeah, triple vaccine.
Which covers
the
pox, paramyxo, and salmonella. Carries the three of them. One hit,
one shot.
One shot, and it's done. Over and done. I don't know why someone
It doesn't work. We were told by the vet that it doesn't work.
Of course it doesn't work. It's not making enough money for them. That's why.
You think that's his honestly?
Honestly, well, how do you think over there that's working over there? Do you think 75,000 flyers in Germany, another 125,000 in Holland, over 3 million rings sold a year, and it doesn't work for them? And it's compulsory there. They come around, they do your loft at 25 cents a bird. And most
the vet comes around and does it. You've got to pay the vet and you get a certificate that your birds are done.
And most of the birds, most of the lofts, and you're called a mob flyer if you ever got more than 50 birds in your loft. You're a mob flyer.
Yeah.
But ridiculous.
Well, what would you be classed as?
A cloud?
A triple mob flyer.
No, flying a cloud. I like clouds.
All right. Excuse me.
Yeah. There's another parasites, diseases, canker, coccidiosis. There is a type of malaria for birds that pigeons get.
Mosquitoes are very bad for birds.
Yes.
And while we're on that, right? And you've got a plant in front of your lofts, haven't you?
Yes.
That chases the mosquitoes away.
Called the mozzie plant. And a lot of people that I've gave cuts to have laughed at me. But I have that actually saturated the front. It gives off a nice pink flower. I've got cuts growing in pots.
And it keeps the mozzies away, and you don't have pox.
And I would. I'm
Because the mozzies do spread the pox disease.
They
don't
do.
They?
Some of them do. It's mainly the females. The females is the carrier. And that could be 1 in 100 that has the pox virus in it. But it just takes that one bird to bite your bird. Bingo, she's got it.
And then it spreads.
Well, only
if they're not vaccinated.
if they're not vaccinated. But yes, this particular plant, it does work. It gives off a lovely perfume. I was in there the other night with a torch. I couldn't see one mozzie. Not one mozzie in there. And you can, I believe it's called the mozzie plant. You can get it from Bunnings, and they're not very dear. I think they're about $2, $2.50 a plant. Plant it, and it'll go into a nice bush. Take cutting off, plant.
You've got it all planted along the front of your loft, haven't you?
Yeah, and I've got it under one of the stock breeding cages. I've got it in a couple of pots.
Since you've planted that plant, you haven't had much problems with pox or
touch
mozzies?
wood. Touch wood.
Yeah.
But it's like anything else. Excuse me. You can't take things for granted. You've got to inoculate. And I believe
well, it's the same as like some people that are refusing to inoculate their children. Like that's a no-go. You know?
Well, that's right.
It's dangerous. It's the same with the birds.
Yes.
So we've just got to get used to it and do it.
Well, I took Peter Maddix's advice and I've started inoculating my
In the
birds
nest.
in the nest.
Yeah, a lot of people have. Do you know I've had a lot of phone calls and some visits from people at my place this week, and a lot of people have taken Peter Matic's advice. A lot.
If you get over his accent, he's a very knowledgeable, hell of a nice person. He'd go out of his way to help you. And this guy, he's been in pigeons. He's flown in Australia
all his
and
life.
in Germany in the European racing form, and he's been a winner right through everything. And he'll help
his
you
birds
right
are
out.
proven. I don't care
Yes.
what his pedigree says. His birds win races.
This is it.
All right.
And he's there to help. We might even surprise our listeners today. We might even give him a ring and just see what he's doing.
Say hello, Peter.
Yes, he might give us a few words of wisdom again. You never know.
Yeah, he would. Yeah. But anyway, what we'll do now, Ray,
Yes.
all right, is that I'll announce our talkback number. Anyone can ring us at any time and talk about any subject, right?
That's right.
And here on Pigeon Radio. And our talkback number here in the studio is 97404910. That's 97404910. So if you'd like to call, you can call. And being Christmas in 2 days' time, we're all going to get full and drunk, probably. I've got some Christmas songs, so let's have a break and listen to a little Christmas song here on Pigeon Radio 99.3 FM3 NRG, and we'll be back with you.
Dashing through the bush in a rusty
Cow Directory has supported the community and the local businesses of Sunbury, Macedon Ranges, Bacchus and Hillside districts for 25 years. Businesses contact us now to include your free listing or to book your space. Residents and community groups, we can only add, change or delete your listings through notification by you. Phone 9740-9183. Alternatively, go online to cdonline.com or for mobiles m.thecdonline.com. Annual distribution of your Sunbury Macedon Ranges directory is in February, and the Melton Bacchus Hillside directory is in September. The Cow Directory is proud to be a supporter of 99.3 FM Sunbury Radio.
Tender Fresh Meats, located in Sunbury Square, is open 7 days a week, including most public holidays. We are staffed by fully qualified butchers, and all our staff have been trained to meet your expectations with personalised service. Tender Fresh Meats offers fresh cut meat and 12 assorted flavoured gluten-free sausages. You can find us on Facebook for recipes, cooking tips and specials. Tender Fresh Meats are a proud supporter of 3NRG 99.3 FM.
Are you tired of the same old rock music? Then join me, Mad Mike, each alternate Saturday 12 p.m. till 2 for Rock and Roll Buffet, where you'll enjoy a feast of hard-hitting rock. Hey, 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 it's a Rock and Roll Buffet here on 99.3 NRG FM.
Want something hot hot and spicy to go with your bacon and eggs on Sunday morning? Well, we've got some hot country music for you. When those two lovable larrikins, Gravel and Sandy, bring you Country Circle, Sunday mornings 9 through 12 on 3NRG.
Country Circle with Gravel and Sandy, Sunday morning, 3NRG. Country Circle with Gravel and Sandy, right here on 99.3.
Whether you like the good old western country music or today's modern country sounds, you'll love Country Circle with Gravel and Sandy every Sunday morning on your community station 99.3 3NRG.
You better cover your ears if you don't want to see 99.3 NRG. No!
And you're tuned to Pigeon Radio here on 99.3 3NRG, brought to you by the Melton Invitation Homing Club Incorporated. And our talkback number here, if you want to ring us on the talkback line, is 9740 4910.
Now we have a special guest.
Yes, because Ray's, what did you do? You dialed the number and you haven't even told me who's on the line.
I'm not going to tell you. You can tell yourself. I might even tell you in a minute.
Okay.
But this man is very knowledgeable, and it's great to have him back.
And by popular demand.
Yes, he's been brought back on popular demand. Mr. Peter Matic. How are you, Pete?
Hey, guys. How you going?
Good, mate.
How you going, Peter?
Oh, I'm all right, well.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
That's good. Now, you told me last time that we spoke, I don't know, no, Ray, you can conduct this interview.
There you go.
Oh, you want me to do it?
You
last time we spoke, Peter, you said to me that you didn't go in extensive detail about your widowhood system racing, and you'd like to do that.
Yeah, it's a widowhood. You have to start from the beginning. The preparation. You must know when you want to send that boat on a widowhood system into a race.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
It is a preparation, for example, here in Australia, because you're racing autumn, winter, you have to work with artificial lights.
Mm-hmm. So that means...
You want to try a pair a pigeon up, say, middle of winter, when you got only 8-9 hours daylight, makes it very, very difficult.
Mm.
They're not that keen then when you pair them up in spring, when you're looking at 12 hours daylight. What I would recommend is to do, for example, you want to pair them birds up 1st of June.
Yeah.
You start turning the light on at 1st of May. You increase the daylight up to 12, 13, 14 hours a day.
Okay, so, and you got those special lights that you bought at the...
Special lights, yeah.
Yeah, and they're for parrots.
Yeah. And then 4 weeks where you start increasing light, you start lifting the food too. You give them more richer food.
So what grains do you suggest?
A good standard mix.
Mm.
Huh? Yeah. Not a light mix. You give them a good food, like a good breeding mix.
A breeding mix, like with a lot of protein in it.
A little bit protein, oil grains.
Yeah.
You add some vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
You do your treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Depends. You want to do a canker treatment, what you check them birds, let them check for the vet. They're super fit.
Mm-hmm.
They not carry any bugs.
No.
Then, for example, 1st of June, you pair them pigeons up.
Yeah.
You will find that after 5-6 days, them cocks, they start chasing them hens.
Okay.
Don't let them hens eat or drink anymore. They just want the hens sitting in their nest ball and lay an egg.
Uh-huh.
That's the moment where you start tossing them birds.
So what do you toss them separately, cocks and hens, or do you do them?
Then you take them cocks. You know, when they start chasing them hens, you start tossing them short, 5, 10, 15, 20 kilometer.
Mm-hmm.
What will happen? They learn very quick. They're coming home. Their partner's waiting for them.
Okay.
They will always remember that habit.
Yeah.
Of course, later when you toss them and the hen is not waiting for them, you can't. Every time you go toss, you can't show him the hen.
Uh-huh.
They get a little bit cranky, but then 2 days later, you take him again. And he comes home, the hen is there, and he's happy. He gets what he wants.
Mm.
No?
Mm.
So then the way how I do it, the hen will lay, say, after maximum 12 days, you will have your eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Then I take them eggs away.
You take them away off them, yeah.
I give them eggs to my dog. My dog eats eggs. And then
So does mine.
the cock start again that same thing.
Yeah. They chase the hens.
4 or 5 days again, he starts chasing his hen.
Yeah.
You let the hen come again to the second time of eggs.
Yeah.
And you train the cock again. You toss him. You break him in.
Yeah.
Then you clean. Then what you do then? You take the eggs away again.
Mm.
You take the hen away. You turn the nest ball around, and then he's on the widowhood system.
All right. So what?
That's what we call in Germany. You're flying a dry widowhood system. You not let them have babies.
No. You're taking the eggs off them, aren't you? And you let
in the old days when I was young, in my 20s in Germany, what happened? We let them widows have one baby.
Mm.
But what happened when they're having a baby and they're producing the crop milk?
Mm.
They're bringing bugs into their crop.
All right. So back to
Physical stress on them. They're creating canker.
Yeah.
Better is you fly them dry. What I call just coming to eggs.
Mm. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
Because you send them every week up, then you not have to toss them that much anymore.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you send them back to back every week to the race.
Yeah, that's what I've done in Germany. Here's a little bit different.
Yeah.
What I do then, for example, when I can't sell all widowhood cocks, all widowhood hens, and on the Saturday morning, when I know the pigeon will be home at 12, 1 o'clock, in the morning, 8, 9 o'clock, I do a toss.
Mm-hmm.
Try to take them pigeon up 50, 100 kilometers by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming home from the stores, they're flying into the loft, their partner is waiting.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't know they're in the race or they was in a toss. They
No.
wouldn't know.
They don't know. Yeah.
Huh?
So you're just keeping them motivated, basically.
The problem is on this widowhood system,
Yeah.
the widowhood cocks will realize very, very quick, say, if you're lucky you get 8, 9 weeks old on, they will know you play games with him.
Oh, they know, do they?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. What do they usually do when they find out?
See, if you really get the feeling the cock is not really interested anymore when you show him the hen, this stuff, just let the hen 3, 4 days with him, free off them bird, bring them back that laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. So you take him away from the hen, yeah?
No, say for example, after 8, 9 weeks you find out the cock is not really interested in the hen anymore, he knows you play a game with him. Then let them two together.
Leave them together for 3 or 4 days, yeah.
Just open the loft, free of them, let them go in and out wherever they want.
Yeah.
And then you split them up again.
Yeah.
Sometimes it helps when you give the cock another partner.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Right. So it's all right to have them at that time of the year here because on eggs and stuff like that because you're into the breeding season, but it's in your race team, so I suppose it'd be all right, wouldn't it? But yeah, in Europe they race the older birds, don't they? They don't race like we do here.
You know, in Europe, especially in Belgium, there's like a dog, Freddy van der Nede. He's a very, very young bird flyer, very good young bird flyer. He flies into a nest position.
Mm-hmm.
The Klek Jos van Limp, he was another man. He flew his hands to eggs or babies.
Mm-hmm.
That's all part of motivation. I got friends in Europe. They're flying the international long races. They reckon they do the best when they're sending hens or cocks on 12, 14-day-old babies. It's the biggest boost for them coming home. The hard part is when you're flying, say, a pigeon to the nest. You have to make sure that the pigeon is not feeding that baby. What will happen every time, say, they got a single nestor, you take that baby away from their parents under foster pair. Let the foster pair feed that baby. Then you put that baby back to the original pair, raised pair. They go into nest, they want to feed that baby, but because the baby is full of food, it wants no food.
Okay.
And all this food, this race bird is taken into it, it's getting more and more condition. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's all in the end of mind games, what they play with them.
Yeah, I understand.
I had a good friend in Sydney. He won the national in Cumberland, 750 flyers.
Yeah.
He had him sitting on X in the corner.
Yeah.
But yet, in the beginning of the week, he had a mirror from 2 meters away, in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
On basking, the mirror was close to the nest. That hen didn't know what was going on anymore. She tried to defend her ball. She won the national in Cumberland. All age derby, it's the biggest race, Cumberland race. All pools to 100.
Yeah. Gee.
By 750 flyers. That's a 400-mile race. That was part of this motivation.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a mirror.
You look in the mirror. when you read the story, of Lewis and Dirk van Dyke,
Yeah.
they had this famous pigeon Cannibal.
Yeah, Carnival, yeah.
Their cock was special motivated under a cupboard, under the widowhood boxes.
He was under him.
Hey, what happened?
Well,
he
he
was
put-
racing his cock, he was just performing ordinary. Every time when the loft and cleaned the boxes, he had a cupboard like under the widowhood boxes.
Yeah, he had it. Yeah.
And that was cut dark, this box.
Yeah.
Every time he opened his cock, it disappeared into there.
The
He
cock-
tried to call this in, and he
Yeah.
realized it very quick.
Yeah.
The first time he sent his cock, he won.
Yeah.
He won a big race that we call it Cannibal, very famous pigeon from Dyke.
Yeah, I've seen a photo of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he reckoned it was a dark corner, a special motivation for this cock.
He liked the dark passages, I presume I'd say, Pete. I
A
suppose.
lot of people here in this country, they're motivating the words, and maybe never publish it. They do something to the words to give them extra boost.
Yeah.
Well,
I had a friend in Sydney, Darren Payne, he won the Young Bird National when I came to Australia.
Mm.
Anyway, he had this hen. She was paired up to a trapper, to a fental.
Yeah.
But she didn't lay because she was constantly tossing her. And I said, lay her some eggs under her.
Yeah.
Anyway, I put the eggs under her. Those 2 eggs. I said, put 6 eggs under her.
6 eggs.
She was sitting on them eggs like it shook. And every second day I went there and looked at that pigeon.
Yeah.
If I get a spray bottle and make them eggs wet.
Make them wet.
She was sitting on the wet eggs. She was blowing up like a balloon. Anyway, the race came.
Yeah.
And he rang me. I said, what time you in? And sure enough, he won the Young Bird National with that pigeon.
Jeez.
That was in Cumberland. Huh? That was again another of motivation.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is not widowhood.
No.
No.
No, that's just...
There's another part of widowhood. It's something very difficult. They call it Portuguese widowhood.
Mm.
They're pairing a widowhood cock up to two hens at the same time.
Okay.
They're flying a widowhood system and a jealousy system at the same time.
Jealousy system.
Yeah.
So they allow the cocks to view the hens, do they, Pete?
No, they're flying the hens on this Portuguese
Oh, they're
widowhood, not
flying the
cock.
hens. So they're flying the
Yeah.
hens back to the cock.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So that one hen's jealous of the other. She
Yeah,
races back to get quicker back to her partner.
Yeah, very good.
You know, no woman in the world is better than a jealous woman.
That's right.
What? Get the motor off her.
No scorn like a woman's scorn, mate. Yes.
I think when I do something with pigeon, I think I'm a pigeon. What would I do?
Yeah, that's not a bad thing to think, you know.
I put me in that position. How they're thinking? What could they do?
Hmm.
And then you read it. You read a lot. You talk. You're reading. There's enough articles on internet
Yeah,
or
of
you
course,
getting magazines.
Yeah.
How other people do it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Or you watch a video.
People not must think, no, they listen to my story on the radio. They're creating a widow loft. They will be untouchable. It's not that easy.
No, it's not easy because a lot of people.
A lot of things can go wrong.
Yeah, but a lot of people still here say that doesn't work in this country.
That's because they're not prepared to put the time in to get effort and to get what you want out of it. You've got to put time in it. You've got to be dedicated. It's like anything else. Anything.
Well, yeah.
See this, when you set yourself a section up, say, with 24 or 36 boxes, they look like breeding boxes.
Yeah.
You got in every box, you got a drink and a food bowl.
Yeah.
You go there with your spoon. Every cock gets his spoon of food. You know exactly what he is eating, when he is eating it. He never drinks the same water than the rest of his team in the loft. He drinks his own water.
Mm.
That's the problem too. Pigeons coming home from late from the toss or late from the race, they go in the loft, they have a drink, they bring it back home, and all of a sudden the whole loft is infected.
Exactly.
But it's not that much work that people think.
It's not.
How quick you go in your widowhood section, give 36 cocks, single their food,
Mm.
and you dump the old water out, fresh water in. Oh, that's pretty easy, man.
Mm.
The good part in the boxes, because you feed them cocks in the boxes, soon they're coming in from training, from exercising, they go to their box.
Mm-hmm.
Soon they go in the box, you close his box, he stays in there. Then he eats and drinks, and there's no fighting anymore. If you let them boxes open, he comes out, he tries to find another box. Constantly, all day, they try to fight.
Mm.
But this way, they're resting.
Yeah.
You got little shutters on your window, you make it a little bit dark, that they're resting. They know, flying, eating, drinking, resting.
Mm.
like a machine, man.
Yeah, so you got to be routine.
By doing that, it'd eliminate the cross infection of all types of diseases that your birds could pick up.
You see, when you're flying them hens to without system, that makes it much more difficult because you give them good food, they turn up to pair into each other.
Okay.
Some European flyers, they got, for example, rubber floors, they got wire on the floors on 45 degrees, they got balloons on the floor.
Balloons, yeah.
They got floors, they can't go together.
What were they balloons on the floor for, Pete?
Them hens.
Ask him again.
What's the balloons on the floor for?
They can't go on the floor.
Oh, right, stop the birds from going on the floor, I see, right.
What's happening, we got the hen section, hens getting ranked, there's no cock, they pair to each other, they go in the corner.
Yep.
You got the whole floor of balloons.
Fair enough.
There's no landing on it, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
the best when you got in this section like wheat birches, like only one pitch can sit on it.
Yeah.
Some fences got like box birches, like cupboards.
Yeah.
They can close them with wire doors.
Oh, yeah, you can put a wire over it or something, yeah.
But it makes no point when you fly a hen to a without system, all of a sudden she pairs up to another hen. The without system is gone.
She'll pair up to another hen.
Yeah.
And then it just demotivates them if they do that, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's very hard to explain in a short time this.
No, yeah, of course it is. You can't, we'll have to make a video.
Like I said last week, you must make sure there is no hens. For example, you're flying the cocks on a without system, there's no hens close to them. The without cock don't care which hens you get.
No, he just wants a hen.
Care.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, well, you stated that,
as most women would say, typical male.
You stated to have the cocks at least 20 metres away from the hens. Just
I know fencers in Sydney. They're flying the without system with a small team. They're doing really, really well. That I know it. I'm not telling names. The boys from London, nobody knows.
Yeah, of course.
They got a big advantage.
So
people think you need many. Say, for example, you got 36 cocks and 36 hens on a without system. Okay, you need the partner. You can't raise the partner here. Have a little aviary in a corner of the garden where you keep them spare ones, them partners. And then you raise your young birds. You educate your young birds. They're up to, if you want, send them up to 300 miles, 350 miles. They can handle it.
That's very interesting.
And then you pick of the young team what you think is your best. You bring them in the following year into without system.
Oh, so you're always racing the 12-month-old birds to the yearlings. Yeah,
I would recommend you flying your without 36 cocks, 36%. They must make you the season. If you got your young pigeons, you want to educate them, send them surplus with your federation, or toss them private, build them up for the future life.
What do you think's better, to toss them privately or put them up in a group?
Then I find the best what you're doing. What I find out now over the years. From young age, I toss my young at 7, 8 weeks old. They get tossed. Not in the moment because I'm not planning to race.
No.
In Germany was a rule. Before they drop their first flight, there must be in a toss basket.
Before they drop their first flight?
Before they drop their first flight, they must get tossed.
See that?
Not under 100 kilometers. You teach them the basket is no fear.
Yeah, of course.
Huh?
Yeah. Well, I sometimes
young
I put
responding
basket in
much different, hilt-wise, than old pigeon. You start young pigeon tossing, you squeeze them in the basket, they're panicking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're breaking down, they're not super fit.
That's right, yeah, the immune system, yeah.
What I like to do young birds, for example, I breed 35 young ones in the first round. They go in section 1, that's kindergarten 1.
Kindergarten 1.
Kindergarten 1.
Yeah.
Soon they're 7 weeks old, I toss them. And then the second one come over, that's kindergarten number 2.
Okay, all right. I see where you're coming
Usually
from.
I not breed more than 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Sometimes only 2
So
rounds.
you have 3 kindergartens then. You split them up in the rounds that
you
you've
got 36 young'uns, what you put over.
Mm.
You lose 3, 4 in the garden by the falcon or goshawk, or they just vanish.
Mm.
You start tossing them. You go up the road. Let them go 2, 3 at a time.
Yeah. And
they have to find their track. You don't want to create followers.
No, you want them to think for themselves. That's what you're trying to make them do, yeah.
I can tell you from who I learned this, from a Dutch bloke. His name is Marcel Zangos. He's a very good flyer in Dutch.
Yeah.
He done a 5-year trial.
Yeah.
He had one group, he done club tosses. Let him go with a big group, club tosses.
Yeah.
Then pigeon been always fastest home. Then he had the second team. He let him over himself.
Yeah.
The whole lot.
Yeah.
And then he had a team. They tossed only 2 or 3 at a time.
Yeah.
In a period of 5 years, he found out in team 3, he bred more ace pigeons.
So
more
the ones
ace
that were
came
being
of the team,
tossed
but from day one,
singly.
got educated to find the way alone home.
And those birds were breeding better babies too, wasn't they?
They're not breeding better babies. They've been all three groups been of the same parents. But from day one, they've been better educated.
Okay.
That's like you're sending your son to a soccer team. There's 100 students and one teacher.
Yeah.
If you send your son to a famous soccer player in the world, he teach him soccer. If he got the genetics to be a soccer player.
Yeah, of course.
Some people can't play soccer.
No, of course not.
But if you see they got that talent, they got the genetics to do it, you got a good coach.
Yeah, well, it all comes down to the way you train them and the way you keep them too.
A lot of people question me, how can you let him go 2 or 3 at a time? I would be all day there. This is not me. I got no more than 36. I got no more.
You're a mob fly, Pete.
No. young pigeons, I not count them as a race team.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Not like you,
unfortunately, when you say you're playing my system here, like I explained last week on the radio, 36 cocks, 36 hens, you fly them here 20 weeks.
Yeah.
I know you're lucky you got 6 or 7 left in your loft.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? That's not like in Europe.
No.
But I believe to have a little team, a dangerous team, you can double him up. That makes you famous. When you got that one famous pigeon, what is a bird of the year, ace pigeon.
Yeah. That's the one
Greg Hamilton had a speech in Campbelltown. He spoke about the same.
Yeah.
How he trains his birds. He's looking for the freakish bird.
Bird.
He realized, like me, you can't have 100 babies, all 100 are good.
No, of course not.
You
Every
got 1 or
pigeon
2
can't
good
be
pigeons,
good.
but if you're multi-fat positions, you're laughing. Huh?
There you go.
Yeah, the third of the birds you got are only followers. You only got that other lot that are the leaders. They're the ones with the brains that bring the rest home, and that goes with these large releases in a lot of the feds. When you got 8,000 birds, all right, they're all coming home. They follow, and then as soon as they hit the suburbs, it's a race to get home. Who's there? And you have all the followers there trying to do it.
Look in Europe, for example, Ray. The best example, the best flyers in Europe, Germany, Belgium, Dutch, they're not mob flyers. They're keeping a small team. But they know which distance they want to fly. They want to be a sprint flyer, a middle distance flyer, or a long distance flyer.
Now, I remember watching a video that Ivan had years ago on Herbots.
No, it was Hubin.
Hubin, that's right. Mr. Hubin. You're right, Hubin. Yeah, Herbots was the products. Yeah,
Herbots is a product.
Hubin.
They're flying too, the Arbot family, they're flying too, they're very good flyers.
And he picked out of it for his team to fly in that particular race. There was 5 birds he picked out of a possible 35. And the positions that he gained, I think he came 2nd, 9th, 37th, 102. He could clock the whole lot, and that was his income. He lived on the money from racing his birds.
Look, I can tell you one thing. I used to be the neighbor of Tommy Wills. He passed away, unfortunately. He was a champion for me.
Yeah.
And I watched him for a long, long time. The man kept between 160 and 200 hens. When he was finished breeding. After 8-9 weeks, they've been selected down to 40. When the national came, Youngbird National, all-age derby, he had to pick from 45. Every single of them 40 was capable to win it. And many years, Tom won always all pools to 100. He was always up there, and people couldn't understand it. But Tom was a mob flyer because he had always sales. He sold a lot of pigeons.
And he
Tom kept a big team. He was 24/7 working with the bird. I can't do it.
He was very keen, working all the time with the birds. Well, you can't stay with the birds all day like that.
I can, but I'm not prepared for saving 250 pigeons. I go tossing. I have 10 baskets. Be a slave of my bird.
Yeah.
I don't want to be.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's a lot of flyers in this country. They're keeping big teams. They're flying fantastic, right?
Yes.
They're winning and winning.
Well, there's one.
I just wondered.
There's
I want to have a small team.
There's one sitting opposite me here in the studio.
Yeah, look at his records, huh? He flies a big team. He's still topping the fed all the time.
Yeah.
But he is a person. You can do it.
It's a lot of work, though, Peter.
Yeah, it is a lot of work. But I don't believe in the cull system, Pete. I believe...
Every human is different, can handle physical stress. I had enough trouble on the Shetlands lately.
Yeah.
Today it started again. They question me about pedigrees.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, you're still getting questioned about your pedigrees, eh?
Yeah. I start getting sick of it. I'm very close to blow up. Huh?
Don't worry about them, mate. I just ignore them, tell them nothing, take them nowhere.
For example, if I got 2 pigeons in my garden, I bred off them,
But
they're
there's
not
pigeons.
They're not more Koopman or Pryor or Goodshaw. They're Peter Matic.
That's correct.
Exactly.
Gerald Koopman bought pigeons
That's
from
the trouble
Louis
with-
van Loon and Jensen Brothers. They call them now Koopman.
That's right. That's the trouble with us here in this country. We're always referring to the original...
If Ray sells pigeons, they're called Ray Capel pigeons. Not
correct.
Goodshaw or Pryor, he
That's-
bred them,
yep.
born in his garden.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
A lot of people
People
come...
want to see pedigrees of my birds, and they're looking at 6 generations back.
Yeah.
They see, where's the link? I got no answers anymore. How naive
No,
stupid they are.
because he's put so many
Yeah.
courses
My
and
garden
tried so
got
many
cost
different
performance, nothing
combinations.
else.
Exactly what he says. He's got no answers
Exactly.
now. Why would he go 6 generations
I can't say
back?
in my garden, is Koopman cock from Mark Schubert the best? Is this Marcellus cock the best? Is this Hardy Krüger the best? It's a combination of birds.
Exactly.
Huh?
That's how it works, Pete. And it comes down, it's a Peter Matic pigeon. You put all the work into...
Why the Australian can't create their own family, like Pryor and Goodshaw done?
Well, you've done
Why
it.
they all the time call pigeons Leo Hermans, or they call them...
Well, they started doing that here, like with Keith Wickham and who else was there? Good
Bob Eaton.
Bob Eaton and
Jack Harrison.
If you buy a cock and a hen, you
Marchant.
breed babies of them, they get your name. As simple as this. You are the creator of that new pigeon.
Yeah.
Huh? I don't know why they're making that much dramas. I tell you straight, 99% of pigeons that come from Europe here are not good enough. Not good enough.
Why do you say that, Peter?
Because it is like this. It is a lottery when you buy a pigeon.
Yeah, true.
Are people think every import is a golden egg?
No, it's not.
My neighbor spent a fortune in his life for importing pigeons.
You know, for
A
instance...
lot of people importing pigeons to Australia should be honest with themselves and say, are they really all champions?
Yeah.
How many Frank Clare staff Nick Brent imported into Australia? He had thousands of pigeons in the garden. There were some good ones, there were some bad ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Not every pigeon's good.
I had imports here, they had to go.
Yeah.
They had to go, they just didn't produce.
They didn't produce the...
Well, I remember a hen I put in a race, Goulburn Valley Breeders' Plate in 1995. I put into Keith Abbey's loft. He raced it. That bird won the race, which I was wrapped. Everyone said, great. I brought it home. You know, it didn't breed nothing. All its offspring couldn't fly out of the toilet roof. And I mean that. I put that to 4 different cocks, 4 different good Delbar cocks. And those Delbar cocks were all down from birds from the Reference D family from John Wettering.
I can tell you a story.
They did nothing.
Huh? I'll tell you a story. Tommy Wills, he had this Stefan Rees, they call it producer cock.
Yep.
Octagonal, he was a champion pigeon.
Yeah.
Anyway, I visited Tom before I moved in next door to him. We was looking in the stock cage and he had this smoky blue bar hen. I still remember ring number 414. So can I have a look at her? I grabbed her, beautiful, little pocket, rocket, apple body, a greenish eye. He said, that's a beautiful pigeon. I said, that's the last order of the producer cock. I said, Tom, if I had enough money, I would buy that pigeon. He said, a friend of me offered me $4,000 for that hen. He said, I've not got that much money, I'm not spending that much money for a pigeon. He said, you know what? You're good, my mate, take that pigeon home. Every year you breed me 2 youngins of that hen.
Really?
Are you sure? Yeah, take it. But I didn't know at this stage he played a game with me.
Well, what game was he playing?
Hold on. I take this hen home. I think I'm not going to waste her with 1 cock. I gave her 3 cocks, proven cocks were in the garden. And not one youngin of her or grandchild of her could fly over the fence.
There you go.
There you are.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I went to Tom 2 years later and said, Tom, here, you know that hen is a show pigeon.
Yeah.
He said, bullshit. He said, Tom, that pigeon is nothing, man. That's a show, that's nothing. You know what he said to me? Peter, you a good judge? He said, why are you playing games with me, huh? if you guys, if you saw that pigeon, the conformation, the quality of feathers, the whole body, the eye, the throat, everything what a race pigeon needed, that pigeon had.
Yeah, but it couldn't fly.
But the three cocks were paired up now. That was proven stock work for me.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't click genetic-wise together.
Yeah.
That pigeon, that cost me a lot of time for nothing. You know what I mean? That's the big click in breeding pigeon, to find the right two genetics
That's
together.
right, you got to find the right pair.
Huh? A lot of people in Europe believe in love mating. Huh?
Well, then how do you suggest to a person that hasn't got that special pigeon in his loft, how do you suggest to that person, how does he find that pigeon?
You know what happened after this happened with this hen 414? That's when I really start thinking about breeding 6 cocks and 18 hens, and have a very, very quick selection of my birds. Very quick. Life is so short. Huh? I can so now I have 7,500 stock pairs. When the time comes, I let them run together. I fill this loft up in no time. That's not what I want.
No, you don't want
That's not what I want.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I know, for example, the family of birds have how they should look like. In the past, told me when they look like this, they got this.
Well, your birds, I've been doing a little bit of hunting around the internet, and I was reading up about Marcellus, right? And I've been looking at his pictures of his birds, and I was reading a couple of articles there by Ad Scharlikens, who's a prominent pigeon rider. He's in Holland, isn't he? Ad Scharlikens.
Ad Scharlikens, yeah. He lives his house exactly on the border. He lives half in Belgium, half in Dutch.
Okay, yeah. He writes about all the pigeon flies. And I was looking at those birds, and then I was doing your website, and I was looking at your birds, and your birds and his birds look the same. They got the same features.
I sold you before Marcel a cock. I called him Donker 28. He's a copy of Donker 18 for Marcellus. Until today, in 100 years of Belgium, there will be no pigeon come close to sprint cock of Albert Marcellus. The cock had 22 first fed.
Yeah, that's right.
He won the Olympics, everything. He won everything to win.
According to Ed Scharlikens, that sprint bird.
I would say he's the best
Marcellus.
cock race in the last 100 years in Belgium of a sprint. In sprints, he was not a long distance sprint.
But he actually got robbed, didn't he, Marcellus? I was reading he got robbed. A lot of his birds got stolen.
Yeah, but this sprint cock, the famous pigeon Albert Marcellus gave him Eric Breukmans, his loft manager, helped in the last years when he couldn't do it anymore. He had a big offer for this cock from Asia. He never sold him.
He didn't sell him. He gave him to his. He had a
Tom
bloke.
Wills imported, I think, in 2000, a daughter of Schmally, what was a foundation cock for Marcellus. He called it Miss Schmally. Unfortunately, died early. Then he imported a son of Sprint. With his good friend Peter Maddix. But then again, I can't tell you, is it this bird, or is it the Hardy Krugers and the Louis Wouters? But 3 families into my bird.
Yeah, but hang on a minute, Peter. Yeah, you've got 3 families in your birds, but you've always put them back to the Marcellus line. Yeah? So the...
I practiced in line breeding. Not an inbreeding, a line breeding.
Yeah, no, but when you went and got, for instance, a Koopman cock, all right? You put it back to your Marcellus stuff.
No. This Koopman cock was bought years ago from Mark Schubert. He spared the last 5 years the same hen.
The same hen.
I never paired this cock in a different way.
No.
Never.
And they always click. The youngs are always click.
The youngs are very honest. But I must tell you, the hen they spared up is a good hen. She's a 50% wood or 50% Gaby Wanderer.
Okay.
I can't tell it's the cock to click, but I know them 2 genetics clicking together. Well, I use them pigeon more for up the line. My really sprint and middle distance bird, it's this triple combination. Albert Marcellus, Hardy Krüger.
But
and then
at the end of the day, they're Peter Matic birds. They're not any other.
No, you can call them like the Matic.
Yeah.
What happened, Tom? The last time Tom went to Belgium, he bought some pigeon of my advice. He went to Jos Verkammen. But Jos going, one of his foundation was Louis Wouters from 79. And he bought some of them. Unfortunately, Tom had to sell them. And I secured myself 4 youngins of them birds.
Okay.
And I got a lot of hope in them birds. Lot of the confirmation, the strength is in them. A lot of people come to my garden and said, how strong your pigeons are, how strong is chest, how strong is his back, how powerful they are. I said, they must have it. They must have it.
No, they are. They're strong.
When I was living in Europe, we went to Olympics. you go and you handle them Olympic pigeons, they got all one thing in common. They're not like handled. They can be little, medium-sized, large, but they got a body strengness, you know what I mean? They call them ringer in Europe. They're not want to get handled. The only thing what they got another thing what they got in common, they're all silky. Their feather quality is perfect. Like you got silk in your hand. And they need this when they're flying. A pigeon that's got dry feathers can't hold long in the air.
That's
the
right.
Air moisture
You're
brings
right.
the pigeon down.
Yeah.
And they have to fight much harder. A pigeon with a poor feather quality than a pigeon with a super feather.
So that comes into the breeding, doesn't it? You don't give them anything in their food to make
You see, you got the master breeders. They're bringing different colors in, like grizzles or red ones, to improve the feather quality. Some people do it. Some people believe to put grizzles into your family. There's improves. Some believing putting red ones in them. The Jensen brothers never liked red ones. The best pigeon what the Jensen brothers had was they sold them to a bloke. They called it Vos de Beiter and Schöne Voske.
Oh, yeah.
I think a fella in Dutch or Belgium bought them when they've been young.
Yeah.
They produced that many outstanding good birds.
Yeah?
Jensen never liked the red ones, huh?
He didn't like the red ones.
Most time they sold them. In the end, they had some.
Yeah.
Well, it's been interesting you're touching on this again.
Maybe we should have him as a regular.
Well, I think we might get him back again. You know,
Yeah.
it's just
We
full of knowledge.
Without this, we're going now in breeding pigeon of feather quality. then you can go how should be the wing look like?
Yeah.
Huh? How the last 4 flights look like ventilated.
Yeah.
I tell you, my fours come, the last 4 flights are not ventilated. They're sticking all 4 together. Huh? That's only theory like eye sign and all. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? There's no living proof. I reckon a pigeon must have a heart, a good body to handle stress.
Good vents.
Must navigate very, very fast. Did I tell you when I visited the Jensen brothers and old Louis said to me, here, Peter, all pigeons flying the same speed. But only the clever ones who flying the shortest way home. These are the champions.
True.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? He says that if you take long distance pigeons who's flying 8-9 miles in Europe, you take them for 100 kilometer toss with sprint pigeons.
Yeah.
They're leaving all the point together as far you can see them. Say if you're following on the motorbike, they're flying all the same speed. But for how long? For how long? Distance pigeons flying at different speed. Their body, their muscles are different developed than a typical sprint pigeon. That's the thing.
All right, Peter.
All right, Peter, we have to leave it there because we've got somebody else coming on in a minute. And
Well, anyway,
we will definitely get you back,
all
mate.
you guys happy Christmas, all the listeners.
Same to you, mate.
On the forum.
Have a happy...
And another thing, the forum members who are taking me there, I'm very happy if they give me a phone call. I'd like to question some of my pedigrees.
Yeah.
Well, your number's on your website, www.
Every single bird in my garden, I get a little pedigree from Germany and Belgium.
Yeah. Well, the pigeons, as far as I'm concerned, are Peter Maddix. Peter Matic breed.
That's what I bring up on my website.
Exactly.
There is no Marcellus or what they're Matic pigeons.
Yeah.
I bred them, and that's my creation now.
You're correct.
Huh?
That's right.
I searched for many, many years.
As I said the other day, Peter, your birds have proven themselves in their performance. You don't need a pedigree to show that. You've got the results.
Yeah, but you will find out that people say, what performance is broken, no? What? I hate this all, right? I don't care anymore. I don't care.
Don't let it worry you,
See
mate.
it this way, when I was a young fella, I was happy to see the pigeons coming home. I didn't care if I win the race. With the years, you're coming under physical stress. You want to perform, and you're not enjoying this thing anymore.
Yeah,
You know what I
well,
mean?
don't let it upset
People
you.
want to challenge you, but that's the part of the game.
Yeah, I suppose. But
I love seeing pigeons coming home, especially for long races.
Yeah.
You're thinking what time they could be home, 6 o'clock, 7? What velocity they could fly? Which one could be the one that comes first? More important, I think, like I said on the chat line too, friendship in pigeon sport is more important.
Yeah.
More important than this win. If every member in your club wins the race, you have the best presentation out of the year. Everybody comes, everybody
that's
goes
right.
home
Yeah,
happy with the
see,
family.
he's got a point
Good,
there.
good. That's a
Because
good...
everyone
You got
gets
a
a trophy,
dominating player.
everybody
I do
gets a
in club.
mention.
Yeah.
If you fly in a club, you're dominating, you're winning 3/4 of the races, you will be the most hated person in the whole area.
Exactly. They don't love you.
You will have no friends. You will have no friends.
That's right.
They're finding stories. You're doping your bird.
Yeah.
The liberator
Secret
is your mate.
compartments, you know.
Huh? Then it's your position. The best position, you know what is in pigeon racing?
Well, I'm the
You know
shortest flyer, mate, so it doesn't
You know
worry
where the
me.
best position the Federation is? Where the leading bird sits. That's the best position.
That's right.
All right, mate.
All right, mate, we've got to let it go there and have a happy Christmas. Wish your wife.
Yeah, you too, guys.
All right,
Talk to you soon. Talk to you soon, Pete.
No worries.
Oh, thanks for calling me
Thanks,
in.
No worries, mate. Anytime.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
See you, mate. And a happy new year.
And welcome back to Pigeon Radio here on 99.3 Sunbury Radio 3 NRG, brought to you by the Melton Invitation Homing Club Incorporated. We have a special guest on the phone, and I'd like to introduce and welcome to Pigeon Radio this afternoon, owner and operator of VIP Lofts Stud in Ballarat, Mr. Nigel Jarvis. Good afternoon, Nigel. How you going, mate?
Good afternoon, guys. Thanks for having me on.
That's all right. You're welcome. So tell us what's happening, mate. You're selling up and getting out.
Yeah, look, it's
Hanging up the scraper for a while, or are you going to hang it up for good?
For a while, I hope. But no, just got a little bit too busy at work, and the kids are quite a handful.
So that's the main reason. It's not any other reason, is it?
Not that I can think of. No, work and family just needed to come first, and I just got a little bit too consumed by the birds, I think. We started to think about them more than I was the kids, and that's not who I want to be. So I made the decision to move them on and put a little bit more into my family.
So what's happening? Have you sold it to a person or not?
No, I have met with the last potential buyer last Friday, and he's come up and put some offer in on some birds, but not as the whole stud as a one.
Not as a whole stud.
So we all going separately, and the offers are streaming in, which is good.
Well, that's good, mate. So you're getting offers for your birds. You've got a lot of imports there. How many imported pigeons have you got exactly?
There's just over 100 on the books.
Okay.
Yep.
And you're selling the lot?
Yeah, selling everything. Selling the lot.
You're not going to keep any secret ones on the side or anything like that?
No, I did breed a couple of little babies off a couple of my favourite pairs and send them down to my mate in Gippsland to live their happy life if I ever need them back. But that's all.
Okay.
A couple of babies off the imports, but nothing off the key import.
Well, every pigeon fly never gets rid of everything. They always keep something in their
You just never know, do you?
No, you don't. No. You got to always keep something in your back pocket, I reckon.
Yeah, just sneak a couple down there, a couple of squawkers, and that's it.
Once it's in the blood, mate, it's hard to get it out.
As you know,
yeah. I remember Nigel in Ballarat when I first joined the club in Ballarat, mate. He was sitting there with magazines. You were actually dreaming about having a stud, weren't you?
Yeah, look, I always was interested in doing a bit more with them, and once I got hooked into it, like I said, I got really consumed with it, which probably consumed me too much. But it's been great. Really good. I've met a lot of really good people. I've got a lot of good mates around Australia, and in England, Holland, people I have conversations with regularly, which is great.
And in Belgium?
Belgium, yeah, a couple of there. They're a little bit harder to understand.
So you've been the agent for the imports here, haven't you, basically?
So yeah, there's been two importers. Chris Shields brings in a few more shipments than I do, and then he's over in Adelaide. Yeah. I just began a couple of years ago, really.
What's happening to that side of it? Are you going to still be doing that or handling that?
Yeah, look, I'm going to be handing it over to the Australian National Pigeon Association.
Okay.
So I'm going to walk them through a couple of shipments, and I know they used to do it back in the 90s, so they're not totally blind.
So they know how to do it.
But they're going to take over, running some shipments and take over the holding loft over in UK.
While we're on the subject of imports, because of the bird flu overseas, there's rumours going around, or can you substantiate those rumours, whether we're going not to be able to have imports here for 2 years, or...
No, it won't be that long. They'll be here
how long do you think? How long?
They'll be here in 2015.
You reckon?
The farm's been cleared. We're just waiting for DEFRA to give the clearance to begin importing again. Then AQUIS will release our permits once again, or DAF now they're called. We'll release our permits to start importing again. So, look, it's only a guess, and it's only my opinion, but I would say those permits may be released in the next 4 or 5 weeks. That's just based on previous experience.
So all the talk that's going around saying that we won't get pigeons for 2 to 3 years, I didn't think that could be the case, really.
No, we had one shipment back in 2008 that took about 17 months to come in because of bird flu, but what happens is over there, DEFRA don't have the power to make where the farm where the bird flu is outbreak to clean it up, and so the person didn't clean it up. So they didn't get clearance, and that's what held it up that time, where this time it's been cleared up pretty quickly, which is really reassuring.
So if anybody's interested in buying any birds on the Peeper website, they can go ahead and buy them, you reckon, safely?
Yeah, Peepers, you're better off... with imports, you're better off buying young birds that haven't been vaccinated. Everything on Peeper generally has been vaccinated.
Yeah.
Some of them are still within the loft and they
Is
aren't.
that still the case with it? Like, because we've got that virus here now in the country, is that still the case that that the birds can't be vaccinated to come into the country?
Yeah, the permit hasn't altered, so it's still the same.
Okay.
So you've still got the same testings. To change the permit, basically we need somebody to do the work and do the research and submit that to DAF, who will take it to the poultry board to be approved.
Why doesn't one of the vets do it? We won't mention any names, but why don't they take it up and do that?
Probably just time, maybe the cost, because I've done a fair bit of the body of work, and the AMPA are going to have a look at that and try and fill in some gaps. And I spoke to another prominent flyer today on a couple of little final pieces of the jigsaw to send in to see if we can get that one test off the permit.
Very interesting. Now, getting back to your VIP stud.
Yep.
All the birds are going, so what's the plan? How are you going to sell? Are you going to have a sale? Are you doing it online, or what's going on?
At the moment, I've just listed all my stock birds up on my website.
You want to give that address out?
VIPLofts1.com.
Yep.
And that's got all the pedigrees and suggested prices, but they're all going to go, so I'm
now, if somebody goes on your site and sees a price, and do you haggle?
Oh, yeah.
You do, all right.
I love it.
Typical Ballarat person, haggles.
A couple of people have rang me up and said, look, I don't want to offend you. I said, mate, it's pretty hard to offend me. Go for it. Throw $1 price at me, and of course not all are going to be accepted, but they've all got to go, Ivan, so,
Well, I know, but he's got to, like the person that's buying a bird that's been imported, that you've brought in, they've got to put in their head into consideration how much does it cost to bring the bird in for a start.
That's right, yeah.
Right? And then the cost of the bird to you that you paid the original owner for.
Yep.
You got to bring all that into consideration. So,
and
how much is it to quarantine a bird now?
Look, if you get some change out of $1,000 getting them over here, you've done well. That's without buying the bird. That's just the fees.
That's just the fees, yeah.
So, and the other consideration is once they're here, you don't have that risk, don't have that weight. They're here. They're ready to pick up, so there's another consideration too with the imports. And like you said, at the moment we haven't got our permits. We expect them to be released in a matter of weeks, but it could drag on. We don't know.
Yeah. No, you don't know.
They're here and there's no wait time.
No, correct. So VIP Lofts actually won't exist then after you sell all your birds, yeah?
Well, it probably will. I'm still looking to sign the name over to somebody else, which will... I'll make sure I'll tell you first, eh? How's that sound?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay.
I like exclusives.
Yep. But that's in there. And the auction site the same. We've got a few interested parties, so I don't foresee selling that. It'll be, who's going to continue it on.
But really, Nigel, do you really need to sell the auction site? Because that runs by itself, really, doesn't it?
That's right. That's what I mean. I'm not going to take dollars for it. I just want it to go to the right person.
You've got to find somebody that's going to handle it the correct manner,
Yeah. So there's a few interested parties in that as well. So we'll just work through that process.
Yeah, well, that's all right. So have you sold most of your birds already, or there's still a lot there available?
I've sold a lot of the imports, yeah. So I would say, numbers-wise, I haven't sold a lot, but value-wise, I've probably sold half of what I was asking in dollar-wise. So they've been moving really quickly.
Don't forget that pair for me, will you?
What was that one?
I'm not going to say it here. I don't want everyone to know what pigeons I've got in me.
It's a good try. It was a good try.
No, you can't catch me on the radio, mate.
Righto. It was a good try.
Yeah, it was a good try. So what do you reckon? You're going to get back into it later on? Because you and your daughter were having fun racing.
A lot of fun, yeah.
I noticed a few comments that you said that your daughter and you were racing and that you got up in the results and it was due to the quality of the bird. So can you really substantiate that it's quality, not quantity?
Oh, yeah. I don't fly more than... I read 72 pigeons. Now, that's all I fly. You send 9 birds and you've got 7 or 8 of them in combine time. I think that's quality. That's not quantity. So, we've been really happy with our small team we've been flying.
Well, you've done all right. You come second in the aggregate, didn't you, this year? Or?
In the sprint series, yeah. Aaron McKay won that. That's 2 years that's been running.
That Aaron McKay's really kicking it up there, isn't he?
He knows what he's doing, that's for sure. So,
give him my regards when you see him. Tell him
no problem.
Yeah.
So,
when do you think you're going to finalise it? Because I heard that you're going to have it on by a certain date, and then if they don't sell by that date, then you're going to put them on auction or something. Is that right?
That was today for the whole lot with the closing. So now they're just going separately. So I'll just work through the process. At the moment, they're going pretty quickly. So if I need to use the auction site later on, early next year, I will. But at the moment, I don't foresee that happening. There's the phone doesn't stop. The emails are coming in. So
how are you handling that, mate? You want to get out of it, and everyone's ringing you every minute.
I took a week off work.
Oh, did you?
The only way to do it.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Because like last week we were trying to get you on the line, it was just virtually impossible.
That's it. Yeah, I put the phone in the drawer, and my record missed calls from one person while I'm at work is 21.
Nige, with your open auction, are you going to have that at the club rooms or just up at the stud?
I'll use the online site.
Oh, right, mate.
On the internet.
Yeah. It's free for me because I own it. So
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
No, I just thought you might have had rooms and we all come down, have a barbie and a bit of a drink, like a few bottles of
I'm happy to do that as well. They're all sitting here, so you can come up any time.
Yeah, come on. I'm going to go up and visit. We'll go up, Ray.
All right, we'll have a visit.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sounds perfect to me.
Yeah. Good on you.
Bring a carload up and we'll have a couple
Take some photos and plaster them on our site for him.
I was going to say, once you've had a couple of beers, you're usually a little bit lucid. So
yeah, good. So, when do you think you'll finalise everything?
Oh, look, I'm not in a big because the lofts are here. Now that I'm not going to be flying them out.
But you're not going to knock the lofts down. You're going to leave them there because you will get back to it.
No, my shed's built to be like a proper garage, basically. So I can take out the internals and turn it into a man cave. That's the plan.
Oh, man cave.
But it'll always be there. Yeah, it won't be moving.
Okay.
But I'll turn it into a man cave with me pool table.
You'll be back, Nigel. You're the kind of person that loves pigeons. You won't.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard, yeah.
Yep.
All right, mate. Anything else you want to tell us before you go?
No, mate, I think you've covered a broad range of topics there all in one go. It's good work.
Yeah, no, well, I wanted to make everything clear to everybody, and if anybody's interested, do you want to give your phone number on air? They can give you a buzz.
Yeah. Most pigeon employers have it somewhere around.
Well, most people know you, but for the people that don't.
Yeah, no, it's 0402 415 611, and if they go to the site and get familiar with the birds before they call them.
Great. And what line of, before we go, what line of birds, because maybe somebody out there doesn't know, what line of birds have you got?
Well, some of the newer ones I've got in, the Keys Boshawas, the Peter Vandermeers. I've always had the Van Loons, which everyone...
Yeah, you've got an excellent... I actually had a look at the list of Van Loons, and you've got an excellent import of Van Loons.
Very good.
They've been years of work, and they've been really well on the one loft races and here at home and anywhere I've seen them. They're a reliable bird. You know what they're going to do every time. They're fantastic. So,
And what else?
So we've got a few other families, but some of them have already gone.
They're already gone.
Yeah, the Williamsons were pretty popular. They're all sold. But they're Ronnie Williamson from Ireland, and still the Edmund Tauniers. I've got a few of those direct. So there's still a few floating around. It's good.
Yeah, no, that's good, mate. So, anybody wants to contact you, you're contactable from what hours in the day?
I am at the moment. Yeah, I've just got to go into work to run some reports tomorrow, but then I'm off till the 5th of January.
Okay, so they can contact you till then and organise something if they're interested in some good quality pigeons.
Definitely. We can certainly help them out.
All right, mate. Thanks for being on the program, and if you need to make any more announcements, give us a hoy, and you're welcome.
No problem.
All right, mate.
Will do. Thanks, Ivan. Thanks, John.
Thanks, mate. See you. Have a nice day, and have a good Christmas. Wish your wife and your kids a good Christmas too.
Will do. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, mate.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye.
Cheers.
Yes, that was Nigel Jarvis from VIP Lofts Stud, who is getting out of it. Raymond.
He won't get out.
No.
The blood's in there, mate. Once you've got, you might have a little break for a couple of years, but you always come back.
Anyway, let's have a short break, and the next person on the line will be our WPF correspondent, Mr. Joe Angelino. So, Joseph,
give us a ring.
Give us a call, mate.
Ciao.
You're listening to Pigeon Radio here on 99.3 3NRG, brought to you by the Melton Invitation Homing Club,
affiliated with the Central Pigeon Federation.
Hey, Jacko.
Members of the Geyer family have been proudly serving the local community of Sunbury since 1932 at our news agency located at 14 Brook Street. Whether you are wanting your paper home delivered, looking for your favourite magazine, need stationery including ink cartridges for home or office, trying to find a card for that someone special, or just dreaming of winning Tats Lotto, you can get it all at an Extra. Call into our shop, visit us online at sunburynewsagency.com.au or give us a call on 9744 1220. Nextra News Agency Sunbury is proud to support 3NRG.
The CEO of Musco Mobile, Les Power, tells us that 70% of internet searches at a local level are now made using a mobile device. Every business in Sunbury needs a mobile optimised website. Musco Mobile can set you up with such a site quickly, easily and for a surprisingly low cost. Musco Mobile also specialise in the development of effective but low-cost apps to promote your business further. If you're in the market to enhance your business with today's internet tools, give Les a call at Musco Mobile on 0408 315 112 or go to muscomobile.com.au. Musco Mobile, proud supporters of 3NRG 99.3 FM.
G'day, I'm Ron Burke. Hope you can join me each Wednesday morning from 6 until 9. Some of my regulars, the Herald Sun's John Anderson on sport, Jim Sherlock on movies, our music man Billy Pennell, Donna DeMeo with the showbiz goss, and we have a regular chat with Councillor Jack Ogilvie. And my grandson James always brings along his joke book. Wednesday mornings 6 till 9, only on Energy FM 99.3.
Sunbury's own radio station, 99.3 3NRG.
From the Wild Wild West, the Wild Wild West, the Wild Wild West.
And you're tuned to Pigeon Radio here on 99.3 3NRG or Free Energy Radio, they say.
Free Energy Radio.
Here in sunny, is it sunny? No, it's not.
No,
it's
it's
raining Sunbury today.
It's good.
Anyway, on the line we have, as you can hear the theme song, our Western Pigeon Federation correspondent, Mr. Joe Angelino. Good afternoon, mate.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are we today?
Good. How are you?
Not bad, mate, not bad. Just came in from having a kick with the footy with the kids, so I'm pretty puffed out.
Ah, good.
Yeah.
That's good you get the kids out from out behind of those computers.
Oh, mate, you got to get them out the house.
Yeah,
got to get them in the loft.
Do they race pigeons, your kids?
They don't race, but they come up and they pick their favourites. You know, their grizzles, their whites, their mealy pies. They love their pies and grizzles.
I saw your missus putting up a picture of a grizzle on Facebook today.
Yes, that's right.
And
yeah,
it's and the statement on top of it saying, "That's my grizzle." And then I asked you the question, I said, who wins the prize money if you clock that bird?
Well, who do you reckon? The boss always gets it. She gets it.
Quite rude.
I say that on radio, but I'll tell you what really happens later, Ivan.
Okay, so, all right. She's not there, I presume.
Of course she's not. So I can say what I like.
Man.
You're a naughty boy.
Yeah, that's it. No, that's all right.
All right, tell us what's happening at the WPF.
All right, guys, Western Pigeon Federation members, just to let you guys know, this Saturday we have our AGM, so don't forget, we need everybody there. All come down, everybody come down. The 27th of Feb, which is a Saturday, 6 o'clock. I'm pretty sure it's 6 o'clock, 6 p.m., yeah. So, yeah, come down, have a say. Yeah, and what else? Don't forget, we've got our WPF $20,000 Breeders' Plate on the 11th of the 1st, 2015. That's a Sunday. That's in a couple of weeks.
I'll have some birds for that, Joe.
Awesome.
Ray's bringing a heap down.
Awesome. Are you buying them back, Ray?
I might let you have them.
I think that sounds like a plan, Mr. Ray.
Very good.
Anyway, Ray, where were you the other night? I went up to Ivan's for a drink and...
I was having tea.
You were having tea. Do not disturb Ray while he's having tea.
He's like a priest.
Jesus,
it was very good.
I thought he was going to rip my head off.
I was having tea with some very important people.
Ivan.
He's like a priest.
Oh, gee.
You know, you can't disturb him when the mass is on.
Exactly.
You know what they say? I better not say.
God, you bless you, my son. Very good.
What I was going to say. Yes. I just want to say big happy birthday to Pino De Luca. I was speaking to him today. He's turned 49 years old.
Oh, 41? Well, that's
49,
very good.
No,
you always go back when you hit 50. Back.
Oh, backwards. Is that how it works?
Yeah, I'm only 21.
Of course you are.
Very good.
You don't look a day older, right?
I'll be 20 next year.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
Look out, ladies.
So anything else happening out there, mate? Or what's happening on your Facebook group, which I've referred to as one of the best groups on the internet?
Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. That's,
it is.
Carly and I have we started that group up
4,400 members you have.
That's
say that again.
4,400 and something?
Close to 5,000, and we're adding members every day.
And you're growing.
Every day, which is fantastic because
you know why they do that? You know how come they got so many members, these guys?
Yeah, they're paying a fee to the RC Benevolent Fund. Mainly me.
Wrong, very wrong. You know what the trick is? I'll tell you what the trick is.
What's the
There's
trick?
no rubbish on the site. There's everyone talks the truth. Yeah, everyone can post pictures. You know, it's a great site. You know, so
that's good.
There's no bullshit. Pretty much.
My rubbish bin's half full. You can put the rest in there if you want to. It's okay. My rubbish bin's half full. You can put the rest of the bullshit in there.
Fair enough.
Fill it up, mate. I hate sending out a half rubbish bin full.
You've got to get Facebook, Ray. Do you have my Facebook?
No, he doesn't want to go on it because
what's going on, Ray?
I'll tell you why. He comes up to my place and I said, have a read of that. And he sits there and he puts his glasses on and he looks at it and he turns around and makes faces at me. And then after that I said, well, what'd you think of that? And he said, that's why I don't go on those things.
My wife's got a Facebook. She puts everything on there we do.
Ray, you just
that's
told
enough,
me
mate.
You just told me you're 20, 21.
That's right.
Everybody that's that age has got Facebook, so you better.
You got to take some selfies, Ray, and put on.
But you'd be surprised the stuff that goes on my page. I can't get rid of it.
Oh, well, there you go.
What do you mean you can't get rid of it?
Well, I try to. They just keep on hounding me.
Who?
Ask my wife. She's seen it. She said it's disgusting.
I think you're going on the wrong site.
No, I know.
You're
Seriously.
clicking on the wrong site.
Yeah, he's on the wrong
They're the triple X sites, I think.
Would I lie to you? What I tell you, porky pigs?
Yeah, that's not nice. That's not nice.
Very good.
How's the birds going? Guys?
Turning?
Mine are going good. You saw them the other day.
Oh, mate.
We had a nice vaccinating session, me and you, didn't we?
No, that was pretty good, yeah. We pulled out the gun and...
You taught him?
The virus.
Yeah, he was
and,
teaching me how to do it.
Your birds.
How do you like our new gun? Good gun?
I'll tell you what, I said to Ivan I want to get one.
I might be able to arrange that for you.
I've already arranged it.
Oh, you have?
Appreciate that.
There's no flies on you.
I've arranged it. It's all arranged. After Christmas we're going.
There you
Very
go.
good.
We can't go wrong.
While I've got you there, mate, says me ringing, do you still want those that white stuff for you?
Yes, definitely.
10 of them?
Definitely.
All right, I'll get them organised for you.
Yep. Now let's not talk about that because
he wants 10 bags of safflower.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, white stuff.
White bags of stuff. Well, it is white.
Jesus Christ!
We might get a raid in a minute.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
No, we'll organise that.
No, that'll be good. And also the other stuff too, Ray. The peas and that.
I'll fix it.
Mate, how much feed are you getting? We're getting feed too, and you're getting feed from him too. And God, you'll have feed coming out of your ear.
You can't grumble when it's very good food and it's cheap. A 40 kilo bag at $14 a bag, hey mate.
All right. Well, if anybody else wants a 40 kilogram bag of,
and if I've got to bring them down, there will be a cartage fee,
which is fair enough.
Which is not much.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Which is only $5, and it goes to petrol for me and the rest to our club.
And don't forget, you've got to hire the trailer too. So hey,
so well, give us the price again, Ray. It's what 40 kg bag of peas
plus they are
plus 40 kg.
This guy puts them on his weigher straight out of the hopper through the orca, puts it on the weigher, comes to 40 and you'll say, oh yes, that's close
enough. Close enough. And how much is the bag?
$14
for 40 kilos.
Yes.
40 plus kilos.
Yeah,
40
Jesus,
plus.
That's pretty good. You cannot go wrong. How can you go wrong?
You can't.
I went up and got some peas.
And they're good quality, no problems with them,
no weevils, no holes.
No fungus, nothing.
Straight out of the paddock. Beautiful.
Awesome.
Very good.
No, that's awesome.
All right. Well, if anybody wants it,
and they're sweet. They're not sour.
You can either if you can contact Joe, and Joe can put you in contact with us, or you can contact us directly.
That's it.
There's a contact fee.
Also, guys, I'm also, as you guys know, I do photos for racing pigeons. I do photos for showbirds, framed. If anyone's interested in getting their birds photographed, just give me a call on 0425 771 638, and I'll fill you in more details.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Too good.
All right, mate, we've got to let it go because we've got the Roadrunner coming on now.
Gentlemen, have a great evening, and we'll talk soon.
No worries, Joe. Thanks for your
Joe,
time, and we'll catch up next week again, I suppose.
Merry Christmas, and be good.
Yeah, same to you.
Oh,
hey,
I'll try.
and I'm going to give you a call because my wife and I have come up with this bright idea, and we're going to see if you agree with the idea.
Sounds like a plan, Ivan. I'll talk to you then.
All right, mate.
See you, mate.
See ya.
mate.
See ya.
Bye, Joseph.
Cheers.
All right,
God bless you, my son.
Ciao.
that was Joe Angelino from the WPF, Raymond.
Yes.
And now we've got to get our Roadrunner to give us a call, don't we?
Where is he?
I don't know. Anyway,
He's out running the road.
here's a song while we're waiting for that, and it's by Cyndi Lauper, and it's called Sally's Pigeons. Let's have a listen.
When I was 8, I had a friend with a pirate smile.
You dive right, I got the blues. From my head down to my shoes.
G'day blues lovers, Baz here from Blues on the Hill for all the latest and greatest blues from Australia and around the world, including international interviews and the best Australian blues musicians live in the studio. Tune into Blues on the Hill with Baz every Tuesday, 8 p.m, right here on 99.3 FM, Sunbury Radio.
Sunbury Radio would like to wish all our listeners a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And you
love that,
beep. You like the beep beep. And you're tuned to Pigeon Radio here on 99.3 Energy Radio in Sunbury. I like that, Energy Radio.
Very good.
And we got on the line the Roadrunner, Mr. Tony McPherson from the Greater Melbourne Pigeon Federation. Good afternoon, Tony.
Dashing through the snow on a one-horse swing. Oh, g'day, boys. How you going?
Very good.
I'm on the road.
Is that you that's Santa Claus at Myers?
I'm on the road, mate. I'm on the road. I'm too busy.
You're on the road? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the road.
He's the Roadrunner.
Yeah, the Roadrunner, mate. The Roadrunner. So how you guys going?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
2 legs?
Oh, yeah, I'm up with it. Very good. Can't wait for Christmas.
Yes,
Yep.
2 days to Christmas to fill your guts and get drunk.
Well, I just want to see what's in my stockings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hopefully a pair of legs.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, I should say. Boom, boom.
Boom. Yeah,
And so give us the rundown on the Greater Melbourne action.
Oh, look, it's, as you know, off-season's always the crazy season. That's where all the rumours and everything else comes about. But
we love the rumours.
Yeah, the rumours, you know what it's like.
This is the rumour file.
Yeah, no, that's on another stuff.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway,
Outer limits?
We'll be up and running next year without any problems. And we've Breeders' Plate sale like the Western Fed. We've got one on the 11th of January, and at Frankston Homing Club.
Okay. And whereabouts is the Frankston Homing Club situated?
In a building.
Oh,
yes, right.
Just down near the Frankston RSL.
Okay.
Yeah, you asked me.
Oh, yes, I know where that is.
And the Frankston RSL, there's a big pool complex, and there's a great big Bunnings.
Bunnings. Yep.
Yeah,
no worries. So you can't miss it, in other words.
Well, if you, well...
Left-hand side coming in from Cranbourne, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
They have a little sign. They have a little sign in the middle of the road on the down the strip there, and it says Pigeon Club.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, you got to have your eyes peeled.
We
to
should
see
get
it.
a sign on the corner too. It says Pigeon Club, I reckon.
Exactly.
Which corner?
Come down and play bowls at the same time.
Yeah, you
At
can
our
play
club.
bowls at our club at the same time as you come to the club
Exactly.
meeting.
Actually,
Mount Cottrell Bowling Club. Always looking
Well,
for members just like we are.
Yeah, you can play barefoot bowling.
Yeah.
Just. Yep.
So what else? And there's another sale happening at Morning Mist.
Yes, there
That's
is.
the one I'm going to.
That's on the 31st of
You're coming
January.
with me.
Are we going in the morning where there's mist or what?
Yes, we are.
Very good. I like the mist.
Ray and I are going to venture. You going to be the auctioneer?
Unfortunately, I can't be at that one. I've got to work.
Oh, well, we're not coming then.
But I've also got the AGM the next day, so I had to toss a coin. Being the treasurer of the Greater Melbourne, do I go to the AGM?
It would be a big job, treasurer. I don't like
Sounds
that.
that, yes.
Or do I go to the auction?
Then you're the person I should see for a very good donation to the RC Benevolent Fund. Is this crew? We need all donations.
The RC Benevolent Fund is Ray Capel Benevolent Fund.
This is it. I'm soon going to be a pensioner. I need it all.
Yeah, but look, we're going to be looking at in the new year, looking at replacing our trailer, the Fed trailer that was taken by the mice down at Croydon Club.
The rats, you mean?
Yeah, well, rats and mice. Yeah.
True.
But anyway, we're
very
going
nice.
to be. Yeah, no, it wasn't really nice at all. But anyway, we're looking at getting that replaced. So we'll be shopping around. I know, Ray, that you mentioned a member at your club at Melton that does the
Trailers. Charlie's very good with the trailers. I build the units. What do you want?
Oh well, we're just after the trailer. That
What do you
will
want?
take-
Flat boxed or what?
No, it'll be flat, but with a rail to either side.
All
What
right.
size is it? Tandem, is it? Or
Tandem size.
Yeah.
Takes two Pigeon units.
Yep, he's the boy to look at. I
Yeah.
shall pass the information
we
to
shall pass
young
the information.
Charlie.
I'll give him your number and you can talk.
Yes, that'd be ideal.
Yeah.
Be ideal.
No worries.
That's for sure.
Charlie's a
Like-
very talented person, I tell you.
He is.
Well,
Actually.
yes, he's. Didn't he didn't help you build your loft?
He built it. He
built
didn't
it.
help
No,
me.
didn't
I'm
help.
hopeless, mate.
He built it,
You put
mate.
a hammer and nails in my hands, and terrible things will happen.
Yeah, you end up with black nails.
Yeah, I do actually. But in actual fact, I did a job the other day. I put a internal insulation on my door, didn't I?
Yeah, you done a very
Did I
good
do
job.
a good job?
You
I
did a good
I
job.
did cut it a little bit crooked.
That's
but-
all right. It's the main thing is he had a go himself, and it worked out quite well. I was impressed. I gave him a 7 to 10.
There you go.
Very good.
Well, and then you got to pass.
Yeah, you got to pass. Yeah.
I'm trying.
Well, look, I must stress the importance of updating your vaccination of your stock birds and also your race birds and your youngsters. From what I understand, some of the outbreaks have been caused by the efficacy of the PMV vaccine running out, right? And
What do you mean by that, mate? What, not having enough to do it on the allotted time that you want to do it?
Well, no, like you vaccinate your birds, and if you leave it for too long in between vaccinations, the effect wears out.
Right, yeah.
So the idea is, try to vaccinate every 12 months. Don't leave it for too long, because you're bringing in race birds and things like that into your stock team. Your race birds have been possibly been in contact with birds that have been infected, and they carry it on their feathers. And because they're immune to the PMV, if you have updated your vaccination on your stock birds, there's every possibility that your stock birds could get crook.
Again.
Right?
So, in other words, what you're saying is you can't just vaccinate them once for the rest of their life. They've got to be done every 12 months.
No. Once you start, you've got to keep going.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's good for the guys that make the vaccine.
Pharmaceutical companies, mate, they're the richest multinationals in the world.
Yeah, but it's the middleman that does even better. But
Depends what middleman you go to, mate.
yeah, well, that's only too true. So you've got to. Sometimes you got to cut out the middleman.
If you look around, you can get some really good deals like I do.
We have a good deal on the vaccine, actually, a very good deal.
Yeah, well, that's the important thing.
And the gun.
You've got to look after your members. So I know the Greater Melbourne, we've bought bottles.
So how do you do it? Do you go around if somebody doesn't know how to do it, you go around and help them do it and all that sort of thing?
Yeah, look, I vaccinated. I reckon last year and the year before, I reckon I vaccinated about 4,000 or 5,000 pigeons.
Okay, very good.
We just helped it.
No, that's good. Basically, people here, flies in Australia, just have to get used to vaccinating their birds like they do in Europe without any questions. Just do it, and that's it.
Oh, you just do it.
Yeah.
Look, the thing is, we're a bit lackadaisical. You know, we put the thongs on, have a beer, and put our feet up, and say, right, we'll breed our youngsters and we'll vaccinate them. We'll vaccinate them after breeding season. And a lot of guys are letting their youngsters out and things like that. And okay, if the stockies are being vaccinated, they've got around about 6 weeks where off the stock birds through the youngsters will be protected to a certain degree. But look, there's too many stray birds floating about. You just don't know what's going on, so you're better off to once the birds come out of the nest, give them a jab. You know, as you go.
I agree with you.
You know, or you keep them locked up and jab them all at once.
I'm taking the practice of jabbing them in the nest.
We're doing them in the nest, Tony.
Yeah, well, just be careful of that too, because it does have an effect on them whilst they're in the nest, especially on the
3 weeks old, mate. 3 weeks old, they're fine.
Yeah. Well, just be careful with the pinning of the feathers and things like that. I did it, and I had frizzles there for for a little while.
Frizzles.
Yeah, I had some frizzles where I vaccinated them, and their feathers come out all frizzly.
A new breed of bird, I presume. Very good. They like these new imports.
Yeah. So you just got to be careful what you do. But the important thing is to ensure that everyone vaccinates their birds.
Exactly.
And, like there's places that so far, like Western Australia and some of Queensland, haven't vaccinated at all.
Because they haven't got it, but they're going to have to do it with these one loft races and things going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It'll arrive there. You're going to have to. They're going to have to, of course.
You know, it'll arrive.
Wouldn't you think it would be a good idea that they started vaccinating so they prevent it?
Yes.
That's what I reckon. He's jumping on the high horse and saying it hasn't hit us yet, you know. Mate, when it hits you, you'll be shocked.
Well, the trouble is that when it hits you, it'll be too late.
Yeah, exactly.
All they'll be doing is digging a hole.
And crying, like I did.
All of that. So, look, it's imperative that people look up. If they love their birds and things like that, a few bucks and a bit of extra time, it'll save a lot of anguish later on.
Correct.
Yeah, a lot of tears and everything else.
Correct.
So,
correct.
I know when the PMV first broke out, people were saying if I have to vaccinate me birds, I'll give the game away. Well, very short-sighted.
Yeah, that is short-sighted.
And if they ever got hit,
that's like some of those people that won't vaccinate their children.
Yeah, well,
you know?
Yeah. Look, that's a very that's a real
problem.
Yeah, well, not a problem. That's just that's a can of worms. That one.
Yeah, that is. All right, mate. We've gone a little bit over time because there's no one else coming in after this. I'm going to auto queue after this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
this sounds good.
And we better leave you there, and we'll catch up with you next week, Tony.
No worries, boys. And,
all right, mate. Just before I go, I'd like to wish everyone out there, all our listeners and everyone else.
No, we're not cutting off yet.
We're not cutting off?
No, you just wish Tony a happy Christmas.
Oh, well, happy Christmas and happy New Year, and see you then.
To you and your family, Tony. Have a good Christmas, and to the GMPF, Merry Christmas to all your members.
Yes, thanks, mate.
Have a drink on,
and
buddy.
we'll catch you next week, mate.
No worries. I hope Santa Claus fills your bag.
All right, mate. Thanks.
Good, mate.
See ya.
Bye now.
Bye. Oh, well, Raymond, there's your chance. That's the end of our show. We've gone a bit over time because the guy that was here last week that does the show after us says, I'm going on Christmas holidays and you can go for 4 hours if you want. But no, I don't want to go for 4 hours.
No.
It takes me all day to arrange 2 hours.
That's right. My wife would have me. She'd beat me. So that little expression and explanation, I'd like to wish all our listeners a happy Christmas, happy New Year, and if you go out, it's better to be late than dead on arrival.
That's right.
So we look forward to hearing.
Don't drink and drive. If you have a drink, get a designated driver.
And stay alive.
Yes. So, Merry Christmas to all from Pigeon Radio, and we'll see you here, same time, same place, same station, 3 Energy Radio 99.3 FM. Pigeon Radio, brought to you by the Melton Invitation Homing Club, and our website address is www.mihci.net.au. See you later, fellas.
Bye.